Welcome once again to another episode of the No Offseason podcast.
Oh shit, we're live.
Yeah,
We are indeed live.
I just said, are you ready? We're going.
Oh shit, sorry, I was chewing.
It was hot.
Ah,
I don't know if I can make it any more clear next time.
I'm joking, chill out.
I can say lights, camera, action next time.
That might work.
Still might get the same response from me.
You know what? I totally believe that too. 1000% would believe that.
Oh, Lord.
But it's the Thursday episode. As you see, it is Ryan, myself, and we got Cam and Jordan with us tonight. Bryant is out, as we said on Tuesday's episode, because he loves his coworkers in real life more than his podcast mates. They're actually flicking Cam off because it's like totally different with 3 people now. But
No, I know. I know.
Yeah, he's off to the right. He's off to the right.
Oh, Lord. That was funny.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I've realized having podcasts on Tuesday and Thursdays is like the weirdest schedule.
Yeah,
Is
especially when you're tired on a Thursday.
Well, we talk on Tuesday about stuff that's happened over the weekend and everything.
Yeah.
And then you really only have like
A day.
a day.
And there's like no difference.
Yeah, there's usually no difference. So it's like,
What if we only pod Tuesdays for like an hour and a half and then splice it for the TikToks and the
Dude,
Insties?
I still gotta learn how to do all that stuff.
Yeah, we can figure it out at one point.
I've tried recording the streams while it's happening and it doesn't pop up anywhere where I put it under. So who the hell knows?
Did you try that like editor thing I sent you?
No, because none of the podcasts save. I don't have any files. But it'll get figured out.
We'll figure it out
eventually.
one day.
It'll get figured out eventually.
We'll be pros soon.
Does Cam
We will
have a
be.
jersey on?
I do actually.
Oh,
Hold on.
okay.
It's not fair for me to give you like just hold on.
Well, I saw it was a Mariners jersey, and I automatically know it's.
I mean,
Julio.
gotta be the kid,
Julio.
right?
Julio Rodriguez.
Wait, is it a new one?
I'm not telling you. That's for you to decide.
What Cam get a Ken Griffey jersey?
You got the
Would
you
he
got the
get
front.
a Julio Rodriguez jersey that quick?
Him?
Yeah, think about who you're talking about. When I get obsessed with someone, I snipe.
I mean,
That's a good jersey to get, don't get me wrong.
I have 2 baseball players that I follow religiously currently, but I also have a pretty deep past with baseball players,
I can't
particularly
tell.
one person.
I can't tell if that's a new or an old jersey.
But I'm not going to give you the answer, obviously.
Well,
Jordan-
it's a Nike logo, so it's a newer one. So I'm going Julio.
Okay, well,
They just went to the Nike jerseys like 2 years ago.
okay, well, if that's the case, then I Jordan knows about that way more than I do, so I guess I gotta go with Julio Rodriguez as well.
Damn it, Jordan.
Sorry, I'm too. I mean, come on, man.
I mean,
You
Sorry,
weren't
that was
really
nice.
you weren't really alive to appreciate Seattle. Ken Griffey
Oh,
Jr.
I loved Ken Griffey Jr.
No, he
Hey,
was amazing, but like
you can watch videos back. You
Yeah,
do
you
it all
can,
the
you can.
time. You do
I
it
do,
all the
you're
time.
right.
Yeah. I'll
That
walk in this
is-
man's room and he's like, "Yeah, I'm watching the 1982 All-Star game."
Yeah.
Right.
when
Dude,
they
I got-
actually played in the All Star game.
I got hooked on like old Giants videos. My mom had like a cassette tape or what's it called? VCR thing, and I would just
That
pop
made
that
me-
in.
That
And
just
I-
whoa, hold on, that made me feel old right there. Holy
Trust me, I
shit.
know. But I was like 6 years old watching Lawrence Taylor highlights, and I was like, I love this.
Yeah, what was that? A cassette tape? Oh,
I can watch old
Fuck, man.
highlights. I can't watch old games. Like,
Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, the highlights are better because it like sums up like the best part of the
just
people.
like when it's in the
like-
moment, that's when it has the most value. Even if it's like
Yeah.
a great game, like I don't go back and watch the Cubs World Series wins. I don't.
No, I don't do that. Yeah,
I know people that do it. They're like, "Yo, I've seen that game like 30 times."
yeah.
the
I don't know
nuances
how.
of the nuances of the game. You see something different each time. It's great.
Yeah, like if I know what's happening, I don't want to watch the I don't want to watch the event.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. I'm just like, "What's next? What's next?"
If you already know what's gonna happen, yeah, makes it boring.
I've actually found it sometimes it's really cool to listen to the commentary at the time. So I'm gonna
True.
show up. I'm gonna show off how nerdy I am. Like I watched the 1995 NBA All-Star game, and I guess back then it was like a real hot topic of is Scottie Pippen gonna get traded or not? And like I never knew that as a kid, so it's just kind
Oh,
of like
damn. That's
so
kind
you're
of
just,
cool, actually.
you're just like, oh shit, they were really gonna trade Scottie Pippen? Like they thought about it? Like so it's kind of cool to like hear some of the storylines and stuff that were going on at the time that probably don't get talked about enough nowadays. So
It's a
That
good
makes
point.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That was in the
Yeah.
Last Dance though a lot, wasn't it? Getting
um
traded. I remember that part.
It, yeah, I haven't really gone back and watched the whole Last Dance yet. The fucking great series, by the way. Loved it. I wanted
Yeah,
to-
I want to rewatch it. I definitely watched it live every night that it like the new one came out, and then I just
Oh yeah, that's
I
what
was
we did.
immersed in it. It was
That's right.
beautiful.
That's right when Ryan moved up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. We would just watch it. It's like boom.
Oh, every Sunday night was
It's
great.
time. Let's go.
show was sick.
But yeah, so
Oh man. Well,
a little
gentlemen,
retrospect.
we have such a easy podcast tonight.
Yeah.
It's legit. Talk the NFL playoffs, and we have a game later. That's it.
Perfect.
It's
Yeah,
such an easy
Cam.
night. That man stared you down. Cam, you're the other way. Flip them the other way.
This
There
way?
you go. Yeah. There you go.
I always get confused.
Well,
All
right.
I wonder what game we're saving for last. So we'll head to the AFC, and you know what? I'm gonna save the better game for a second. So we're gonna go with the Chiefs and the Jaguars.
Hell yeah.
Jaguars going to Arrowhead. Chiefs are obviously the favorite. Let's just let's chat it up. Give me some perspectives. Don't give me who you think's gonna win yet. We're gonna do that at the end. Let's just talk about it.
Easy for Trevor Lawrence. He's played in bigger stadiums before already. This is nothing to him. Like he said, it ain't gonna be that loud. I love it. I love it.
That man said it can't get as loud as Jacksonville was this past Saturday, and I just went,
Oh that shit, Trevor.
Hold my beer.
I love it.
but he's undefeated on Saturday, so I mean he's got the juice.
I mean, I like his confidence. I'm not gonna lie.
Got the juice, bro.
He's a good passer. He's definitely a good player. Hopefully, the boys are dialed and ready to go. They're gonna need to be.
Kansas City's not fully invincible at Arrowhead. They're just mostly invincible.
Well,
I mean, they're pretty damn good.
in their last 8 playoff games, the Chiefs are 7-1 at Arrowhead. So,
Yeah.
granted, that loss was their last game when they lost to the Bengals last year in the championship game, but
Yeah.
it's a pretty
they
nice
can't-
record to have over your last
Well,
8 games,
that's just
7-1.
Joe Burrow is Patty Mahomes' father at this point, so
Trevor Lawrence is about to be stepdaddy. That's
No,
why.
they're about to be double daddies.
co-parenting.
They're about to be double D's, double daddies.
Co-parenting.
I mean, you know, who knows? Maybe Andy Reid has one of those Philadelphia playoff games where he comes in, he has no idea what he's doing. Who knows? But it is an interesting also. Doug
I'll be
Peterson,
honest with you. I feel like Patty kind of has like a chip on his shoulder from last year, and I don't know. I'm not feeling confident for the Jaguars. Put it that way. As much as I would like to be, and this is a great story, and I'm really hoping that the Jags continue to improve because you know they're the underdog story. But this year ain't gonna be it, man. Sorry.
I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be closer than we think.
I hope you're right. I just want to see a good game out of anything. Obviously, I'm not rooting for any particular team. I'd prefer the Jags to get in, but
Dougie P's a good coach. He can dial up some plays, and Trevor Lawrence has got confidence. So
yeah, I mean, you never know. I think they're both high-powered offenses. So
Really, really good coaching matchup. I think it's I think it's gonna come down to whose defense shows up. To be honest, we already know what the offenses can do, and then it's also going to be can Trevor not pull the first half against the Chargers?
I think if Trevor throws one interception, that game's over. Me personally, because I think what Patty's able to do in the last few minutes of the game, he doesn't even need 13 seconds.
If he throws a early interception, I think that could do it. Like he can't do what he did against the Chargers in the first half and expect to do what he did. Like it's not.
No, that's
happen.
Andy Reid is not Brandon Staley. No.
to be fair, Kansas City doesn't have a corner as good as Asante Samuel, though. So you could also say that.
I mean, no, but I mean, Trevor still made mistakes.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
5 turnovers. I don't care.
and he bounced
I
back,
don't care
so
who's
he's
the
got
corner.
ice water in his veins.
Yeah,
I mean, he got out of
I'm
his
just
system.
saying. I'm just saying he can't. You can't come out like that. You have to come out like you did in the second half to start the game against Kansas City.
How's the Jags' offensive line been this year? I honestly don't know. I'm just asking.
It's a very middle of the pack offensive line. Like
Okay.
Brandon Sheriff is nice. Cam Robinson's done well. It's nothing to brag home about, but it's like, you know,
It's not. Yeah, it's not like terrible, but it's not great.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, Trevor gets enough time usually, and I don't know. I mean, you gotta think even if Trevor loses, if he goes toe to toe with Pat Mahomes, his stock is gonna skyrocket after this playoff game.
If they lose that game by anything less than 7, I'd say it's a success.
I mean,
or if they win.
If it's like a 41-38 shootout, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Trevor Lawrence is here finally."
He's the real deal. Well, I mean, we all know that, but
Casuals don't.
It takes a little bit of time for some of these people to come around.
I'll say casuals don't because I mean, let's face it, Jacksonville doesn't get on TV.
It's Jacksonville.
Just a thing.
That's
Small
all.
market. It's a small market.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but yeah.
But maybe they will. Maybe they will be in the future, though. I mean, if they go toe to toe with Patty, like you said, who's to say they won't be on primetime games next year? Like,
I think they will.
I think they already will be. Yeah,
they will.
Yeah.
I think Trevor's got that recognizable face and image, to where people are like #1 pick. Now he's starting to be what we thought he was going to be. We need him on TV.
coaching
like twice,
matters.
2.
I mean, they're set up to run. They're set up to run that division for the next couple of years.
Yeah, for the most part, unless the Colts get a quarterback. Because I still like the Colts team outside of quarterback. It's still
the Colts have a pretty solid team.
Indianapolis can't win in Jacksonville anymore, though.
That's great. That's fantastic. And now we can beat the Titans. We couldn't beat the Titans forever, and now we beat them twice. Let's go.
What the fuck?
Duval. And the Texans are gonna Texan.
Well,
yeah.
The Titans really comes down to one thing. If just stop Derrick Henry, which obviously coming out of my mouth sounds ridiculous because it's freaking hard to do that. But I'm just making a point. Like, shut down the running game, you kind of shut down the Titans, right? Their defense is pretty solid. I don't know. Traylon Burks looks good at first sight.
It's not even stopping Derrick Henry because it used to be Derrick Henry did his thing, but Ryan Tannehill did enough. And now when you have Malik Willis and you have Tannehill on the downslope of his career, it's like, yeah, Derrick Henry can still do his thing, but that passing game leaves very little.
They need a quarterback.
Did you see this about Trey Lance? Apparently he's kind of shuffling some feathers about going to Tennessee.
I haven't read anything on that one.
Yeah, it came across my screen this morning on ESPN, and I'm a little curious about how this is going to shake out. The San Francisco quarterback situation, particularly,
absolutely
is interesting.
Why are we talking about the Titans in the playoffs?
Let's
revert back.
Go Jags. Go Jags.
Revert back. I mean, the thing with even if Jacksonville does get some, a lot of pressure on Mahomes, his quarterback rating against blitz is so good. He's killer. You have to go in there and expect to win a shootout to knock him out of the playoffs.
Correct. You need to literally put up the same the points as he puts them up. It's just
now. Can Trevor Lawrence be that quarterback? I think he's one of those quarterbacks that can go toe to toe with Pat Mahomes. I won't say outduel.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm very indecisive on if this is going to be a close game or if the Chiefs, first half is okay and the second half just, the Chiefs start taking over.
The Chiefs are notorious, I feel like, for kind of going up big and then just kind of hanging.
Well, they usually bury teams, that crowd and stuff will get on.
They don't really blow people out.
They don't blow people out, man. And last year too, it was every game. It felt like it was between 4 and 7 points. It wasn't anything. Yeah. But you would watching the game, you'd be like, "Oh, the Chiefs are running the table with this team," and then you'd look at the end score, and you're like, "What the hell?"
Now I did a little bit of digging because obviously last week the Jaguars' third largest comeback in playoff history. So I wanted to look back on other teams that have come back from huge and see how they did the next week. Pretty interesting. The 4 other ones, the Patriots and the Falcons was one, but it was the Super Bowl, so there wasn't a game after.
Yeah.
So in 1993, the Buffalo Bills
to the Super Bowl
came back 32 points down versus the Oilers. Made it to the Super Bowl, like Jordan said. In 2020, the Chiefs were down by 24 to the Texans. Came back, won, went to the Super Bowl. Now, the other 2 times it happened, the 2002 49ers were down by 24 to the Giants, came back, lost in the division round by 19 points. And then in 2014, the Colts were down by 28 to the Chiefs. And then in the division, they got smoked. So the 4 other biggest NFL blowouts, the comebacks, 2 wins have led to 2 Super Bowls. And this all happened in the wild card, too. All 4 of these games were in the wild card.
That's weird.
The 2 winners have gone into the Super Bowl. The 2 losers have gotten smoked the last week. So it is legit opposite ends. And now I'm just like, well, which one does Jacksonville fall under? Are we going to the Super Bowl or are we getting smoked?
Which path do we take?
Because you feel like it takes a lot of energy to come back, but then also you have all this momentum. So I kind of looked at it and I was like, damn, that's crazy that in those 4 instances it was split middle, and then total opposite sides.
I'll say this. If the Chiefs come in cocky and expect to dog walk the Jags will pull this off.
Well, Andy Reid won't have that team cocky.
I don't think so either. I'm just making a point. Like,
yeah,
you can't underestimate Jacksonville. That's all.
I like the leadership on Kansas City. I don't think they're gonna come in and been like, yeah, this is the Jaguars. So
I think Patty just wants a Super Bowl again.
Absolutely.
And he deserves
Every
it
quarterback
for the year.
wants a Super Bowl.
No, I know, but I think him more than most just because of what happened last year.
And now we'll move over to the next AFC game. I think it's the game of the week. It's the Buffalo Bills versus the Cincinnati Bengals, and it's going to be a banger. I hope it's a banger. I'm super excited for this game.
Quick tidbit on this. You guys hear Joe Mixon's interview today?
Nope.
All right. Well, he basically said, it was something like a reporter told him that they're already talking about an AFC championship game between the Bills and the Chiefs, and they're already selling tickets for it at like a neutral site.
They've always done that though.
They always do that though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they always sell in advance, and you pretty much buy the ticket, and then if it doesn't happen, they refund you.
They refund you?
That's all it is.
Because he went on and was like, "Oh, I think it's pretty fucking disrespectful,
it's
knowing the impact."
It's to get the numbers so people aren't doing everything last second and just rummaging around and everything.
I got you.
That's just like playoff games. They sell playoff games. They'll sell till the championship game if the team's available, and then if they make it, you go to the game. If not, then all right, we refund you the money.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. I didn't know that. I just saw the question pop up. I was like, NFL script? I don't know.
Smart to use it as motivation, but everybody does that, so.
I'm about to say, it's not motivation when everyone does it. I'm pretty sure someone told Joe, yeah, we do that too, by the way, boss. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying, it's smart for players if they want to use it as motivation.
Yeah. Anything you can get the...
On the field, what do we got?
Any little edge. Hope Cincinnati can stop the interior pass rush. I think that's the story of the game.
It's definitely the determining factor for sure. We talked about it Tuesday with the O-line of Cincy.
Yeah, if Settle, Phillips, and Oliver can wreak havoc, then it's going to be a long day for Joe Shiesty.
Here's the thing, though. Josh Allen's just going to give the ball right back to him.
It might.
Turnover machine this year, dude. This is that battle of the 2 quarterbacks that I think people are now talking about as the number 2. I think people are kind of already Patty's there. He's on a tier by himself.
This is the game where Josh Allen has no turnovers now because everyone's talking
about it, right? This is that game where he plays lights out.
He's going to throw for 370, have 4 touchdowns, and then run for 70 and a touchdown, 0 turnovers, and everyone's just like, oh, that's Josh Allen.
That's the Josh we know and love. Yeah.
But that's what he does. That's what he does. He'll have those great performances, and he'll have one where he's you're good, but you put the ball in some murky areas.
I mean, This is a matchup the NFL just salivating over. Like,
oh yeah,
Let's go unit by unit. I'm curious, right? So QB, who do you think has the edge?
push.
Push.
yeah.
I can't.
I agree. I'd say
If you're making me pick one, I'd pick Allen slightly, but yeah, it's
NC. I'd pick Burrow slightly. So that's all right. We'll do push.
I would lean Allen just a little bit because his running ability makes him just an extra gear.
Fair enough. Running back,
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
O-line,
Buffalo.
Wide receiver,
It's Cincinnati.
Cincy.
Yeah, it's Cincinnati. I saw a question. It was, what duo would you rather have, Diggs and Gabe Davis or T Higgins and Jamar Chase? And I was like, that's not even a question, dude.
Yeah, it's.
I was like, that's not even a question.
Davis literally disappears, bro.
Yeah.
Higgins and Chase is like in contention for one of the best duos.
But there is something called playoff Gabe. Playoff Gabe is real.
Oh yeah.
He has 385 yards in his last 3 playoff games.
The 4 touchdown game was nuts.
Yeah, he's in the playoffs. The man's just like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, D-line.
Buffalo.
Yeah, I'd probably go Buffalo.
I'd probably lean Buffalo too. Secondary.
Oof.
Eli Apple just went down. I hate Eli Apple. He's a scumbag.
That could be a push too.
That could be a push too. Yeah, it really could be.
Because I think both teams
I think I would lean Buffalo.
I think both teams have
Davis Wright, Jordan Poyer.
Yeah.
All right, so as of right now, we're 3 versus 2 in favor of Buffalo, and maybe that's what Vegas is thinking with that spread. But I don't know.
Are we going to push on linebackers too, or?
Linebackers are kind of weird for me.
I will say though, Milano's a beast in Buffalo.
Milano is a stud.
He's a really good player.
So yeah, you probably lean Buffalo a little bit there.
Yeah, lean Buffalo. I think. Yeah, I mean it's in Buffalo too. I don't know. That game's gonna be crazy.
I really can't say anything about travel because I mean Cincinnati went into Arrowhead and got down by 17 points. And
I like Joe's response to that too. They're like, if you guys feel like the underdogs, he goes, "I'm never the underdog." Love that response.
Yeah.
Why not? Love it.
I mean, Cincinnati to Buffalo, it's not that far of a travel.
I think it's more like I was thinking more like game environment.
Too cold weather, but
yeah. I mean, they're used to cold weather. I don't really think there's like anything that separates these two teams very much.
Buffalo, I think, is extremely more windy than Cincinnati.
Yeah,
at stadium at least, but should be a good one.
It'll be a good game regardless.
I think Buffalo's going to need to run the ball a little bit more than they have.
Ooh, coach.
Probably Buffalo. That's slightly lean.
You know, only one of those coaches took their team to a Super Bowl.
I'm going to lean Cincy.
So I'll give Zach Taylor a little lean.
Here's my problem with Buffalo right now. It's the way Ken Dorsey is operating that offense.
It is weird.
It's so weird, man.
Well, we talked about it on Tuesdays.
I know, but it's just like if they continue, if they do that again, like
it's just the offense that relies on their quarterback way too much. And can he overcome it to get a Super Bowl? I mean, you look at it, you gotta think whoever comes out of the AFC right now, you have the 3 best quarterbacks in the league in Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow.
Yep.
And Trevor Lawrence, he's not 4, but I mean he's
top 6 right now.
He's coming real quick. So yeah, let's clip that one. Coming real quick. I mean, you're talking about probably 4 of the best quarterbacks in the league. Because if you look anywhere else, like in a year or two, those are going to be the 4 nucleus, all in the AFC.
It's the AFC for you.
So I mean, you're battle tested.
Aaron Rodgers to the Titans.
Also, I think another big thing. Again, I'm coming with stats today. Buffalo needs to make Joe Shiesty uncomfortable in the 4th quarter because in the 4th quarter this year, he has a 115.3 QBR in the 4th quarter.
That's disgusting.
Dude takes over and clinches and closes games. So if he's doing that in the playoffs, it's gonna be hard to beat him. You gotta make Joe Burrow uncomfortable and not pick you apart in the 4th quarter.
hope Buffalo is breaking down every Cleveland-Cincinnati game because it feels like Cleveland always finds a way to make Joe uncomfortable.
They're the Ravens, man.
You have
I don't know
Myles
what's
Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney and
Yeah.
all them. I mean, you
Well,
got those edge
any
rushers.
quarterback's going to struggle against a pass rush. So.
Absolutely. Time in, time out. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're at the end of the AFC. Let's go to the NFC. We're going to go to the Niners and the Cowboys because we're saving the showdown for last, obviously.
Sorry.
Number 2 seed Niners, the number 5 seed Cowboys. Cam's NFC squad prediction versus my NFC squad prediction. What do you got, boys?
Cowboys going to Cowboys.
You said that last week, too.
This is the round they do it. It's all right.
You said that last week.
To be fair, they're facing a quarterback whose arm isn't falling off his shoulder.
I feel weird about this game.
You should feel weird.
I'm not as confident as I thought I would be.
The rookie wall is here.
It's so hard to get to the end to a championship game as a rookie, let alone a mystery relevant. This is gonna be a Kyle Shanahan game. Can we get the ball out quick? Can we get it into our playmakers' hands? And not let Brock Purdy make a mistake. That's what it's gonna come down to, in my opinion.
It's gotta be a CMC game. You traded for him, this is it. This is the moment.
This is it. On the Dallas side, right? Their defense has been kind of finicky up until that Tampa game, but I don't put much stock into that.
Top 5 defense in the league.
I think the Niners are number 1 though. So if they show up,
Niners are great.
If they show up, Dak's gonna have a lot of trouble, man.
It could be a low-scoring game.
I think it will be.
And then, I mean, you have 2 of the top defensive players in the game in Bosa and Parsons. So, I mean, it's a lot going into this game. It's probably the matchup that everyone's like, if you told us to rank it, I mean, it doesn't scream sexy, but I think it's going to be a hard-hitting, really good game.
I think it's going to be a fun game to watch, honestly.
But if we want to talk about Brock Purdy, I'd like to talk about Brock Purdy.
Go for it.
Last week we had a group chat, and Cam and Bryant were all on Brock Purdy, saying he was playing great, and I sat there and said, I don't know what game you're watching because he's not as good as y'all think he is. And I have a stat for you that just really, I was like, I knew it. So the Seattle secondary is trash. Let's just put it that way. The Seahawks secondary is awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy last week, when his wide receivers had 5 or more yards of separation, which is insanely wide open in the NFL, was 9 for 10. Absolutely. Great. Good numbers. Congratulations. Good job. When his receivers had 5 or less yards of separation, even 4 yards of separation is crazy in the NFL. He was 9 of 20.
Yeah, see that's where I struggle with Purdy.
9 of 20 and 42% of his passes, when his wide receivers covered 4 yards or less, he threw behind the wide receiver. And if you do that against this team, you're going to get picked off. You're going to get turnovers against Dallas.
18 of 30.
Yes, he was 18 of 30.
That's why I'm saying this is a Kyle Shanahan game, because you can't let him get into situations where he has to make tight throws like that. He's not that type of quarterback.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. All these people are hyping up Brock Purdy, and I'm trying to sit there. I'm like, yeah, the numbers look good. He also had a 74-yard pitch and catch with Debo. But I'm just saying, when his receivers are running wide open, he can hit them. But when they're covered, it's a different story. And this Dallas defense is going to put up a lot more fight than that Seattle secondary.
Yeah, it will for sure. I will say this, though. It's so hard to guard San Francisco because of the weapons that they have. Someone is always going to be open, it feels like. It really does. Like, you can have 5 wide. You can run 5 wide with Christian McCaffrey in the slot and run him on a freaking go route, and he's catching that ball. I mean, that's how talented that roster is.
Like a wheel route, yeah.
Oh, they're locked and loaded. Like,
their offensive line is really good.
Yeah, I mean, Trent Williams is the best. He's the best O lineman in football, and it's not even debatable.
Unfortunately for the Niners, if you asked what's their weakest part of their team, you have to say quarterback.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's why
Shanahan's it's very hard to win in the playoffs with a not great quarterback.
I agree, but would you say the Niners are vulnerable? Would you say that Dak has been a good quarterback this year, with the exception of last week's performance?
No.
He's been horrendous. Yeah. Okay, so to me, it's we'll see what happens, but I think
he also has a lot more. He also has a lot more playoff experience too. So
he does, but he has a lot more playoff losses.
I just feel like last week Brock Purdy's like, yeah, I did this. I'm like, you played Seattle. Let's face it, you faced the really crappy secondary.
He did have like one nasty throw to Brandon Ayuk in the back of the end zone, though.
Oh yeah,
he spun out of a sack and hit him on the run. He'll make
some passes. I kind of wonder with all this. He's heard the hype. You know he's feeling himself because they haven't lost.
Yeah, he can't get too cocky with this.
I'm about to say, there's going to come a time where I think he's going to be like, oh, let me try to make a play because he think he can, and he's going to come back down to earth, and it's going to cause turnovers.
I think both quarterbacks throw an interception, at least one.
High possibility. Very high.
Shocked me one bit.
No, not one bit. And then I'm Giants Eagles. Have fun.
You want to start it off, or you want me to start it off?
I'm gonna mute my mic. Go ahead.
Why are you on mute?
Ah, shit, we're on the floor.
I don't even know why he's gonna mute his mic. Like, I'm not even like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything nuts.
I mean, it's the playoffs, obviously, so you're a little nervous because obviously, if you have a bad game, like, it could be the end of your season. So, like, part of me has that, like, I'm confident, but it's just like, it's the playoffs. Like, you're going to be anxious. So, I mean, the defense has looked shaky over the past month, but the pass rush has been consistent. So I have faith in the pass rush, and I think the Eagles secondary is a lot better than Minnesota's last week, so I don't think you're going to see Hodgins and James Slayton running as wide open as they did. And I mean, the first matchup, they were able to contain Barkley a little bit. We'll see if that happens again, but I mean, I think that's probably the name. What the game comes down to is probably which Giants offense shows up.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I do think it's going to be a closer game than people think. I think it's going to be one of those games that kind of goes down to the wire. The Giants have played very well recently. I think we all can agree on that. They're kind of hitting their stride, right? This is the team, though, that they're entering that's like, all right, they have the most talent, like, arguably in the NFL on both sides of the football, right?
Right.
But I will say this. Beating a team 3 times is very challenging, right? Last game, hold on.
There's stats to back that up that's not true, actually.
Yeah, no, I've actually heard that a lot too.
Yeah, actually, a team that's beaten a team twice has gone on to beat the team the third time 70%. So that's a myth that's just been put out there.
Do you want to know the Giants stats on that? They've never been beaten 3 times by a team in their entire existence as a franchise.
Well, you're only allowed 3 teams to do that, so.
They're 6-0 since 1990 against 1 seeds in the playoffs.
It's a really good stat. It's a really good
Bring it up.
So there's I don't know. There's certain things with this team that, like, and maybe I'm just feeling like oddly confident about it. And maybe it's my fandom coming out. Maybe it's just because we've been rolling pretty hot. The Eagles have kind of been dormant, right? It's like, all right, you had last week off. The week before, Hurts looked injured. He looked injured. If he gets hit 1 time by Dexter Lawrence and gets thrown on that shoulder, I want to see how he reacts.
He might. Yeah.
To me, that's going to be a determining factor, and I think Wink Martindale's scheming it so we get after Hurts quick and early. Not to say that we want to injure him, right? But we want to put some fear in his eyes and be like, "Yo,
no, I want to
see how that shoulder reacts, bro.
I want to hit Hurts right off on that first
Right
possession
where it
and be
hurts.
like,
Right where it hurts.
where are you at? Where are you
No
at?
pun intended. Yep. And I think they're going to do that. I do think they're going to do that. Now, how Hurts responds, I don't know. Hurts has evolved incredibly over this season, but he did get blown out on the biggest stage last year in this first playoff game. So there's certain things that I'm looking for. Daniel Jones came in and made a pretty big impact on his first playoff game. I'd argue probably his best game maybe played in his career at this point. I mean, it's only been his first opportunity to do that, but I don't know. It just feels a little bit reminiscent of that 07 team where it's like, we're dogs. We're road dogs, 7.5-point dogs against Dallas in 07. We go in, smack them in the teeth. I don't know.
Smack them in the teeth, huh?
No, Jordan.
I'm oddly confident about it, and I think it's going to come down to Barkley, in my opinion. I'm just going to put that out there. I think if he has a big game and control the clock, that's the biggest part. If we can control the clock,
100%. Yeah,
you know,
that's the game plan.
Have some long drives, we could probably pull this out, but we'll see.
No, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, the Eagles have shown they're susceptible sometimes to giving up that long, time-consuming, energy-sucking drive. I'm actually a little more concerned for the Jalen Hurts injury than the Lane Johnson injury. Sounds like Lane was actually a full participant, didn't really have any issues today at practice, so it seems like he might be a little more gung-ho, which is good because that means the protection is going to be a little better. I think there's a few wrinkles probably that, I mean, I would hope there's a few wrinkles that Sirianni and the coaching staff haven't rolled out yet. They were kind of saving for the playoffs once they realized. So I do think it's going to be closer. I think home field will have a big impact because, I mean, I think somebody put it on Twitter. You know, you let Philadelphia tailgate for 12 hours before a playoff game, and that place is going to be absolute bonkers. Daniel Jones might be getting the double bird hello.
Eli will.
Yeah, Eli too. But yeah, but yeah, this is kind of. I mean, I'm probably leaning just because the Eagles do have that talent edge.
Yeah, they definitely have a talent edge.
I think it's one of those games where it's like it wouldn't shock me if it's a blowout. Wouldn't shock me if it's going to be a close game. It's just you know, those division games. The Giants are a tough team. I think it's probably going to be one of those like 31-24, 31-27 type games.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's what we're feeling.
I will say this too about like the Vikings last week, like going into Minnesota and playing that game. They have a pretty strong fan base. People were giving Isaiah Hodgins the bird. I mean, when he scored that touchdown, that's a loud place to play. For Jones to cooperate the way that he did and just kind of block all that out, like, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of mature right now. And it's like, I don't really care. I'm going to go in there and do what I do best. And I don't want to turn the ball over. So,
for sure. No, I'm just saying.
This game's super interesting because anytime you have a divisional game in the playoffs, absolutely anything can happen. Like, all bets are off.
Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't touch this game in a bet.
That's just how it is. The things that I'm looking... So, obviously, like we said, the Eagles, talent-wise, superior than the Giants. They're 2-0. They're 2-0. So a lot of people, you know, most people have been like, okay, it's gonna be the Eagles. The thing is Jalen Hurts' shoulder. Like, that's such a big part of this game. It's a mystery, and when something's a mystery, I mean, you just never know. It could go really well, or it can go really bad, and we just don't know, and that can affect the game off the first possession. You know, that could change the whole game the first possession. And then also, you know, the Eagles' defense is don't let up the big play. Let those long drives come, you know, give us your 10, 11 play drives. And that goes right into the Giants' bread house on offense. Exactly. Yeah. They're not going to throw 40, 50 yards. They want to run it with Saquon. They want to run their little intermediate routes. And those intermediate routes are what Daniel Jones picked apart with the Vikings last week. So it's going to be very interesting when you think about it. You know, black and white, broad spectrum, you'd be like, oh, no, I'm going with the Eagles. But when you look into things, it's a lot more. And I'm kind of sitting there, I'm like, I mean, there's a lot that you could sway the Giants' way. There's stuff you can also sway the Eagles. That D-line is crazy. They have the weapons. Boston Scott's a giant killer. I mean, let's
Literally.
face it.
Yeah. If you bet on him anytime touchdown score, you're probably cashing. So
I mean,
out of his 17 career touchdowns coming against the Giants. So
and if Jalen is healthy and that arm's healthy, that team's a whole different team. So I mean, there's so many variables to this game. It's really crazy.
Do you think they run Jalen a decent amount this game just because they have to win? Or like, how do you think that they alter that game plan based on? Because I don't know. I keep looking at these interviews, and it's like he doesn't seem that healthy, man. And I don't think he's going to be until the offseason. So it's like you gotta.
I think they're gonna try to like establish RPOs, but if you're running RPOs and you're handing off to the running back every time, the defense is gonna catch on to that super quick. So you could take out the RPOs. If he's not running, then that RPO game is dead. And that helps set up, their big plays and everything. So a lot of this game is going to rely on Jalen's shoulder. And that's scary. That's scary because it's an unknown.
I want to say this, too, because I think it's important to note. So the first time we played the Eagles, the Giants were not healthy at all on defense. Didn't have Xavier McKinney. Didn't have Adoree Jackson, who just shut down Justin Jefferson. Azeez Ojulari was out. There were certain injuries there that I'm like, all right, now that we're healthy, things are kind of clicking. I don't know how that defense is going to perform against the Eagles. My guess is Wink's going to do a lot of pass rush just to get at Jalen early. But I know we did get blown out in that game, but it's like, I don't really look at that as a game at full strength, whereas you guys were. And the second game, the Giants sat everybody. And it was a 6-point game at the end of that game. And the Eagles, that was a must-win game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Granted, maybe it was trying some new things on Sirianni's. But I don't really know. I'm happy the Giants' third stringers got that burn and that playing time because a couple of them came in against the Vikings and had some big plays in that game on defense.
Yeah, I heard somebody
having that flexibility with like Flott and those guys just subbing in real quick and getting some of those fresh legs, I guess. But
I heard somebody say that this is more or less the second game of the year, like not so much the third.
That's what it feels like to me.
Because that last game, like you said, Giants were sitting everybody. The Eagles were up 19-0 at halftime. They probably scaled it back in the second half. We're just kind of like coaching, don't get hit. The Eagles, I mean, granted, it was Davis Webb. I know it was Davis Webb, but like they dropped like 3 interceptions too. So. They were there, but I mean, so this is kind of more or less like the second game versus like the actual like third game, I feel. So I think what it comes down to is can the Giants establish the run early and and if they don't, it could be a long day because then that pass rush gets to tee off.
And then last thing I'll say, I have another stat. New York Giants are road warriors in the playoffs. They are 8-1 in their last 9 road games.
Yeah, I don't know why that's the case, but
I have no idea.
They just come out to play on the road. I don't know why.
But... All right, gentlemen, it's prediction time. We're going to go with the AFC. Chiefs, Jaguars, Bengals, Bills. Who is your AFC championship game, Cam?
I'm going to roll with the Chiefs on that first game. This is where things get tricky. My heart wants to go with the Bengals. My brain is telling me the Bills. So I'm going to roll with the Bengals. Screw it.
All right.
Welcome we ball.
Jordan.
The AFC Championship game's in Atlanta. It's Buffalo, Cincinnati, Kansas City.
AFC Championship game is the Buffalo Bills, my Super Bowl winners, against the team that I root for, that I should not have went against last week. The Jaguars shocked the world. Jags Bills AFC Championship game.
I love it.
Let's get it, Duval. Let's get it.
You got to pick your team. You got to pick your team.
Well, I picked the Chargers last week. I was trying to be an unbiased fuck, but
it looked good until the second half. So
I mean, I'm totally okay with me not getting that right. Totally okay with it. Now, the NFC side, your NFC Championship game. I'm going to go first because your teams are over there. I'm going with the Cowboys, of course.
Obviously.
And this is so close. I've been thinking about it all week. I still lean the Philadelphia Eagles.
Makes sense.
So I'm going Cowboys, Eagles in the NFC.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles Niners.
And I'm gonna go Giants Niners.
All right, we're all different. Let's go.
Let's get it, baby.
38-24.
I do want to say this. I am absolute, and I know you probably feel the same way, Ryan, about your team. I am shocked that the Giants are here right now. Like I cannot put it into words, dude. Like I thought we were winning 5 games this year. Like
we were.
I don't even know.
The Jaguars were 3-7. I was just like, oh, it's more wins than last year, and now here we are in the AFC divisional game going up against freaking Patty Mahomes. Like
coaching matters. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can we all be shocked? Because I thought the Eagles were gonna look the same as last year, maybe a win or 2 more. So
that's fair.
I didn't expect the number 1 team, possibly best team in the NFL. So
getting AJ Brown definitely helped you guys out a lot.
Yeah, that move's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
Number 1 receivers, man, they make a world of a difference.
Gentlemen, it is game time.
Game time.
Game time. I have a wheel. You guys unfortunately can't see because I can't stream it.
I'm not a pepperoni.
But we're going to play our own version of the Family Feud, except it's you two, though. Okay? Obviously, it's just you versus yourself. So what I have 4 subjects. And I need you guys to guess. It's 6 answers on each of them. I think one's 5.
Nice.
But each answer is worth a different amount of points, depending on where they are on the list of 1 through 6 on here. Okay? Now, I'm not going to do like a face-off on them. So I'm going to let you guys, one of you going to start off one subject, the other's going to start off another. Okay? So with that being said, Jordan, your team's the number 1 seed.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to go first. Remember, it's going to be like Family Feud. You get 3 strikes.
Right.
3 strikes,
okay? That's cool. And then he can steal.
He can steal at the end, yes.
Yeah,
I'm going to spin the wheel right now.
Oh, this is interesting.
Stop with the wheel on the street.
Okay. So our subject is the NBA block leaders. Now, this is not blocks per game. This is total amount of blocks on the year.
I thought we were doing NBA in the 90s.
We're not. We're not. So there is 6 players on this list, Jordan. I need you to name them. Remember, we get 3 strikes.
You get 3 strikes. Walker Kessler.
Walker Kessler is on there at 4th.
Yeah, see, I know my shit.
You do know your shit.
Let me get Jarrett Allen. 1 strike. Okay.
1 strike.
That's fine. Robert Williams is injured. Let me get. Is Joel Embiid on there? That's 2. All right. Okay. It's tricky.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of shit.
Is Nick Claxton on there?
Nicky Clax?
Nicky Claxton is number 1. Tied.
Holy shit.
Would you believe that, right?
With
I don't think I would have got
with
that.
With 108.
Yeah, well, I recently saw he came out and he said, I don't know why I'm not being talked about for Defensive Player of the Year. So that's why I remember.
I'm a Nicky Claxton stan. I love Nicky Claxton.
That's why I said that. So, okay. So,
right. 2 X's, you got 2 right.
Ooh, this is a tricky one, though. Let me go.
I feel like I only have 1 person here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, is Giannis on there?
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
3 X's. Cam, your time to shine. You can steal right here. Name me one of the 4 players that lead the NBA in blocks total.
This is tough. I'm gonna go with Mitchell Robinson because he gets like 5 blocks a game.
Literally,
it's the only one that I can think about.
Yeah, I can't believe I missed that.
I know he's injured. He's injured now, so I don't know when he got
Mitchell Robinson is in 6th. Cam wins the round. Yep,
Holy
68.
Shit.
I literally just thought of him.
He's the only one I could think of on that. When I think of blocks, it's like Mitch and
Cam gets 45 points for that round. The ones that you missed Tied with Nikki Claxton is Brooke Lopez.
I would have never.
Yeah, see that I would have. That's the thing. I would have picked.
How he plays, I would have never.
Yeah.
Oh, he's out for Defensive Player of the Year. Triple J, Darren Jackson Jr.
Oh yeah.
And Miles Turner.
Okay.
See, that's the thing. I thought Jaron Jackson was injured, so I didn't think he was up there.
Yeah, but he gets like 3 blocks a game now. Well, I mean, he's on like a blocking tear. It's crazy.
I mean,
blocking
tangent.
Well, Cam, you're up 45-0, and guess what, sir? You're up next in the categories, and you get the category of NFL teams with the most number 1 picks in their franchise's history. There are 5 of them. 2 of them are worth 30 points. 3 of them are worth 15 because they're all tied. Name me these franchises.
Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns is correct with 5.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah. I say, I feel like they're always like 2 or 3. They're never like 1.
Yeah, I guess so. Jacksonville. Jeez.
2 X's.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
See, here's where I'm struggling, right? The Houston Texans haven't been a team for that long. You're talking franchise history. I'd have a hard time saying that it would be them.
Well, number 1 was 5.
No, that's that's tied for 2nd or 3rd or whatever.
Wow.
Oh my lord. Dude, this is
selection.
challenging. Chicago.
That's 3 X's. Jordan, you can steal right here.
I that's wild.
Number 1 picks. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, this was a lot harder than I expected.
I'm gonna go the Indianapolis/Baltimore Colts.
Oh, good pick.
Jordan,
That was it.
you
that
sir
was it.
stole the round.
Know it. Good work.
Tied for first with 7.
Yeah,
that's wild.
They've had back in the 70s. They sucked.
Yeah, like a lot of
The Colts had 7. The Rams are tied with 7. And then tied with the Browns at 5 are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Arizona Cardinals.
I was gonna pick the Bucks after the fucking
thinking Arizona. Yeah, Bucks.
The Bears.
That's
Yeah.
All right.
They were fast.
Well, boys, it's 45 all.
Damn.
It's 45 all. Jordan.
High five, buddy.
Jordan, you
High five, buddy.
He's trying to high five you. Yep, there we
Other
go.
hand. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh my god, that landed right in the middle. Okay. Yeah, that landed right in the middle. How do we get that? All right. Here we go, Jordan. This one's a tough one.
Oh shit.
I love challenges.
Give me the bottom 6 teams in the NFL in home attendance this year.
Home attendance.
And this is number of attendees, not percentage of.
Only some top attendance.
Right.
Nope.
All right.
Bottom.
I'm gonna go
The bottom 6.
I'm gonna go Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins are 6th. You are correct.
Fair weather fans down there.
5 points.
Okay. Teams up north are crazy about their football teams, no matter how bad they are. So
That's true.
I'm gonna go the Las Vegas Raiders.
Number 2.
There you go.
20 points.
Got big scores to tackles. That's
I
why.
have, I have 2 in my head right now, and I'm 90% sure they're on this list.
I want to say the Houston Texans. Okay, they're diehards down there. Okay, that's fine.
That one kind of surprised me.
Yeah, that one is kind of surprising.
I was thinking,
But I guess football in Texas, they're like, fuck it.
All right.
Let's go the Los Angeles Chargers.
That was one of mine.
Oh, okay, interesting.
What?
Tampa Bay.
Cam, you can steal.
So the first one that comes to mind, because fuck these fans, Washington Commanders.
You're picking the Commanders?
I am picking the Commanders.
I feel like that was a hate pick. And it might have, and I think it hurt you a lot. Because they're number 3. Cam steals the round.
That shitty ass stadium.
They just have shitty fans.
Another 45 points. Number 5, the New England Patriots.
That I would have never got.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that.
Number 4, the Indianapolis Colts.
Also, don't think I would have picked them.
And number 1 was surprising. The Cincinnati Bengals.
Huh. I wasn't going to touch any of those Cleveland teams, those Ohio teams, because
the Cincinnati Bengals were dead
they love
last
football up there.
Bengals.
By 33,000 fans.
That is shocking.
Now, I can't remember. Was the Buffalo Cincinnati game, was that at Cincinnati?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay, they didn't count that attendance because it wasn't counted as a game. But even if you average their home attendance, it would have got them to like just outside the bottom 6. I was super shocked by that one. I was like,
yeah, seriously.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
That's crazy. Having a franchise quarterback like that?
Probably easy to get tickets out there.
And the last one, Cam, this is yours.
Hit me.
We're going back to the association.
Back to the association.
The top 6 players with the most double-doubles in the league this year.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, that's wow. Well, he doesn't rebound really well, so.
Giannis.
Tied for 5th. 10 points.
Luka.
He was actually 6th.
Triple
doubles. I'm gonna go with Sabonis here.
Number 1.
It's a really good one.
30 points, Sabonis.
Really, really good one.
James Harden.
That's what I was about to say. I was going to give you.
He's
averaging a double-double.
Jordan.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Jordan, to win the game, all you need to answer is 1.
Nikola Jokic.
Correct.
Obviously.
Number 2.
I should have picked
Number 2
that.
with 20 points. Jordan, you win 105-90. The
Good
other
game,
3 members that you missed. The Knicks own Julius Randle is in 3rd with 28.
Okay.
Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis is number 4 with 27.
Yeah, you would have never caught me getting that right.
Tied with Giannis is Nikola Vucevic. 25.
Double machine.
Damn, those are some cool categories.
Nice job.
Good work.
Good job. Good job putting together the game. I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that should be like the off-season game. Like I could play that every week. That was
Dude,
fun.
that's fun actually.
Okay.
That's actually a lot of fun.
It was a good
Try
time.
to figure out how to do it with 3 of y'all. That one's tough, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Sort of.
Just gotta do it. All right, gentlemen. Do we have any parting words? Divisional weekend.
I love you
luck.
all.
Good luck this weekend. Hope to get some good football.
All 3 of our teams are in the playoffs. This is shocking. And I only thought 1 out of the 3 of ours would be. So.
And the guy who's not here, his team is the number 1 pick.
Yeah, so we all kind of won this year.
Hey man, draft season's always fun.
Draft season is going to be fun.
And we
The off season.
I mean, within the next 2 weeks, we're gonna get trade talks. And trades are gonna be happening in the NBA. Hopefully,
True.
Those are gonna be super fun episodes.
Let's do it.
Super fun.
Let's do it.
Woj bombs, baby.
I'm so excited for it right now.
It's gonna be fun.
Cam, you better be rapping the Twitter over there, keeping us updated from what Bo
Yeah,
said.
I can't log into it, so we gotta figure that out off air.
Well, yeah, we can do.
You can't log. Okay.
I just tried it today.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like 6 p.m. So
Alrighty.
We'll figure it out.
With that being said, thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe. We are one subscriber away from 20. Doesn't sound like a lot, but hey, we need to start somewhere.
Who's gonna be 20? Who's gonna be 20?
Like the video.
Gonna be 20? Who's like the video?
subscribe.
Like the video. Subscribe. Find us on Twitter, the No Offseason Podcast. We will be back Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. as usual. The BBC will be back. We missed it. We did. I'm going to have a fire guest because we missed. We might even have 2 guests because we missed. Who knows? I'm just saying.
We should.
I'm just saying.
I like it.
All right.
Maybe Peyton Manning and his draft mate Ryan Leaf will stop by.
Ooh.
Throwback.
Who knows?
Throwback guest.
Who knows? All right, everyone. I am Ryan. Once again, the boys, Jordan and Cam. Thank you, gentlemen, for another great podcast. Yes.
Always
and
fun.
On that note, Jordan, what do we say?
Goodbye.
I'll really got to start saying